Have you ever wondered what the greatest gift in the world is? Let's travel back in time to a very special place, the Great Temple in Jerusalem. Imagine a big, beautiful building with tall pillars and golden decorations. People are coming and going, and near the entrance there are several large offering boxes, like big treasure chests. Many rich people were there, dressed in fine robes. They walked up to the offering boxers with a lot of confidence. With a loud clang, 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 they dropped in big, heavy bags of money. You could hear the coins rattling as they fell inside. The sound echoed through the courtyard. They wanted everyone to see how much they were giving. They felt very proud, smiling as they turned away, feeling like they had done a great thing. Outside the temple gates, some animals, maybe a few donkeys and sheep, watched all the activity, their ears twitching at the loud noises. The rich people kept coming, one after another, each making a big show of their donation. The offering boxers were getting fuller and fuller with gold and silver coins. It seemed like an incredible amount of money was being given to God that day. The people watching were very impressed. They probably thought, "Wow, these people are so generous. God must be very pleased with them." The air was filled with the sounds of wealth and the feeling of importance. Then something different happened. Through the crowd, a poor widow made her way. She was dressed in simple, worn-out clothes, and she moved quietly, almost like she didn't want anyone to notice her. Unlike the rich people, she didn't have a big bag of money. She looked a little nervous, holding something tiny and precious in her hand. She wasn't trying to draw attention to herself at all. She just wanted to come and give her gift to God. She clutched her hand tightly as she approached one of the offering boxers. You could see she was old, and life had probably been very hard for her. Being a widow back then often meant you had very little money and no one to help you. She waited for a moment when no one was watching too closely, and then she opened her hand. What did she have? Just 2 very small copper coins. They were called mites, and they were worth almost nothing. You couldn't even buy a loaf of bread with them. She took a deep breath and dropped her 2 tiny coins into the big offering box. They didn't make a loud clang like the bags of gold. Instead, they made a soft, barely audible little tink, tink, as they fell among the heaps of other coins. It was such a small sound, almost lost in the noise of the temple. She didn't wait for anyone to praise her. She simply gave her gift and then quietly turned to leave, blending back into the crowd. But someone very important saw everything. Jesus was sitting nearby, watching all the people as they made their offerings. He saw the rich men with their big bags of money, and he saw the poor widow with her 2 small coins. He didn't just see the money. He saw into their hearts. After the widow left, Jesus turned and called his disciples to come closer. He had something very important to teach them. He pointed toward the offering box and said to them, "I tell you the truth. This poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others." The disciples were probably very confused. What did he mean? They had just seen rich people pour in fortunes, and this woman had only given 2 tiny coins. How could her gift be more? It just didn't make any sense from a mathematical point of view. Jesus explained it to them. "They all gave out of their wealth," he said, talking about the rich people. They had so much money that giving a large amount didn't really change their lives. They still had plenty left over to buy food, clothes, and anything else they wanted. Their gift was just a small part of what they had. It was like taking one scoop of water from a full well. There is still plenty of water left. Then Jesus spoke about the widow, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all she had to live on. Think about that for a moment. Those 2 small coins were not just extra money for her. That was all the money she had in the world. It might have been what she was going to use to buy her next meal. Behind each, she was trusting God completely for her future. She gave not just from her hand, but from her whole heart. Her gift wasn't about the amount. It was about the sacrifice. The Ritz gave what was easy, but she gave what was hard. She gave everything. Her heart was full of love and trust for God, and that's what made her tiny gift so huge. In Jesus's eyes, the richness of her heart shone brighter than all the gold and silver from the others. Jesus saw that her gift was an act of total faith. This story teaches us a beautiful lesson. Jesus doesn't look at how big or small our gifts are. He doesn't measure things the way we do. He looks at our hearts. He loves a giving heart, a heart that gives cheerfully and with love. It doesn't matter if you have a lot or a little. What matters is the love behind your giving. It could be sharing your favorite toy, helping your parents with a chore, or saying a kind word to someone who is sad. So, whenever you think about giving, remember the poor widow. Remember that even the smallest act of kindness, when it comes from a heart full of love, is a huge and beautiful gift in God's eyes. He sees your heart, and when you give with love, it makes Him smile. God wants us to give what we can, not out of duty, but out of a genuine desire to share the love He has given us. Thank you so much for listening to this story with me. I hope it touched your heart. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more stories that fill your heart with light. Good night, and may you always give from a heart full of love.